Good morning, students. Today we will start with a new chapter, and name of the chapter is hydrogen. And in today's lecture we will study about the different concepts like occurrence of hydrogen, position of hydrogen in the periodic table, isotopes of hydrogen, and the hydrides. So let's start one by one. Hydrogen is the first element in the periodic table and often known as the protium, meaning the first, and its symbol is H with atomic number 1 and electronic configuration 1s1, and it is the simplest atomic structure among all the elements. It exists in a diatomic form known as the dihydrogen, and hydrogen is the lightest and most abundant chemical element found in the universe, but it is the rarest element found on the earth, about 0.15% by mass. And the term hydrogen derived from the two Greek words. First one is the hydro, which means water, and genes means the creator. So it's all about the introduction of hydrogen. Now, how the hydrogen gas discovered? There was many scientists who discovered this gas, and some of them are: first one was Robert Boyle, who reacted the iron filling with the dilute acid and produces the hydrogen gas. Further, Henry Cavendish was a scientist who reacted the metal with the acids and named this gas as a flammable gas. And at the last, there was Lavoisier, who gave this element named as a hydrogen. So it's all about the hydrogen. Now, what is the position of hydrogen in the periodic table? As hydrogen is the first element in the periodic table, but it's resemble with the alkali metal as well as with the halogen elements. Now, how it resembles with the alkali? Because hydrogen having the electronic configuration 1s1, and in alkalis there is also a one valence electron present in its last valence shell. For example, this is the electronic configuration of lithium, 1s2 and 2s1. So here is also a one valence electron present in the lithium, similar as that of hydrogen. So basically, due to its one valence electron, like the alkali metals, it resembles with the alkalis. Now, in case of halogens, it can also require the one electron to have the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas, like the hydrogen. If hydrogen gain one electron, it will become H negative and gains the electronic configuration as that of helium. Similarly behaves like a halogens. So hydrogen resembles with alkalis as well as halogens, but after losing of an electron, it forms a hydride ion, but basically which is extremely very small, so it does not exist as a H positive. And now it has a unique ability, and that's why it is placed separately at the top of the alkalis metal and considered as a typically non-metal. Now, what are the isotopes? Isotopes meaning having the same atomic number but different mass number. So basically there are three isotopes of hydrogen occurring in the nature and denoted as the 1H, 2H and 3H. They have the same atomic number, that is 1, but different mass number 1, 2 and 3. So basically 1H is known as the name protium, which meaning the first, and with the abundance of more than 99.9%. Now the second one is the 2H. It means that it is a deuterium, and this deuterium is used as a heavy water. And third one is the 3H, in which one proton and two neutrons contained in the nucleus, and basically known as the tritium, and useful in the watches as a luminous paint. So it's all about the isotopes of hydrogen. Now we come to the next topic, that is hydrides. Hydrides are basically the reaction with metal and the hydrogen. And we can define the hydride term as the when dihydrogen combine with the other elements to form the various compounds known as the hydrides. Now let's start with the classification of hydrides. So basically hydrides are classified into three forms. First one is the ionic, also known as the saline hydrides. And second one is the covalent, also known as the molecular hydrides. And last one is the metallic hydrides. Ionic hydrides basically formed by the S block elements, and that's why they are highly electropositive in nature, and these are crystalline also, and they are non-volatile and non-conducting in the solid state, but they are conducting the electricity in the molten state as they are ionic. These are known as the saline hydrides because they form the salt-like structure, for example NaH, and they will react very violently with water to produce the dihydrogen gas because that's why they are highly exothermic in nature, and the stability of the hydrides decreases down the group first and second. Lithium hydride is basically unreactive at moderate temperature, and that's why it is used for the synthesis of the others hydrides. So it's all about the ionic hydrides. Second one is the covalent hydrides. Covalent hydrides are basically known as the molecular hydrides also, and they forms the molecular compound with the most of the p block elements like the carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, etc., and forms the water, methane and ammonia like covalent hydrides. These are volatile compounds, and due to its nature they are further classified into a different types as a electron deficient, electron precise and electron rich, because due to the Lewis structures. So let's discuss one by one. First one is the covalent hydride. First one type of covalent or molecular hydride is electron deficient. Electron deficient means they have a very few electrons, and deficient, and these are basically found by the boron family, that is the group number 13, because they are electron deficient and behave as a Lewis acid, means they have a tendency to accept the electron pair. For example, diborane having the formula B2H6, and boron with atomic number 5 having the electronic configuration 2,3 with 3 valence electrons, and hydrogen have a 1 valence electron. So basically forms the structure like boron having the 3 electrons shares the 3 electrons of hydrogen. Similarly, second boron also having the 3 electrons share the 3 electrons with hydrogen, but there is no electron in between to form the bond. So it is a behaves like a electron deficient and forms the electron deficient hydrides. Now the second one is the electron precise, means they have the electron precise means these covalent hydrides in which the atoms have the required number of electrons and permissible according to the Lewis concept for bond formation, and basically formed by the carbon family, that is the group number 14, and they have the tetrahedral geometry, for example methane, that is CH4, or ethane and the ethene are also the example of electron precise hydrides. Now the next one is electron rich hydrides. It means they have the excess number of electrons or exist as a lone pair. basically formed by the nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine family. Nitrogen has a ammonia, water as a oxygen family, and HF has the hydride formed by the fluorine family, and these behaves like a Lewis basis, and due to the presence of lone pair on the highly electronegative element, they have the hydrogen bonding. For example, in water there is a hydrogen bonding between OH. So basically these are the electron rich hydrides. Now the next type is covalent hydrides, are also known as the non-stoichiometric or interstitial hydrides, because these are found by the transition or inner transition metals, means D block and F block metals absorbs the hydrogen into the interstatic of their lattice to yield a metal like hydrides, and that's why these are known as the interstitial hydride. Now for example, the chromium hydride. But there is an interesting thing to note down, that the transition metals of group 3, 4 and 5 forms metallic hydride, but group number 6 only chromium will have the tendency to form the hydride, and there is a gap between the hydrides, and metals of 7, 8 and 9 do not form the hydrides. So basically this is known as the hydride gap. And in this periodic table we are showing the different hydrides like this. Group number first and the second elements forms the ionic hydride, and D block and F block means transition and inner transition metals forms the metallic hydride, and covalent hydrides are formed by the P block elements, and there is a hydride gap, that is this one, from magnesium to the cobalt. Now there are some examples of hydrides and their uses. First one is the nickel hydride, used basically in the batteries. Sodium borohydride, used as a reducing agent and hydrogen storageable device in a fuel cells. And the diborane, which is very important, that is B2H6, used as a reducing agent or a rocket fuel, and further used as a catalyst in many organic synthesis. And there is a saline used for the industrial purpose, that is the manufacturing of compost materials or as a water repellent. And there are water and hydrocarbons, these are also a hydride and they have many important uses. And the last but the not least is ammonia, used as a fuel, fertilizer or coolant in the industries. So basically it's all about the hydrides. Thank you.